Welcome to the second edition of Netball EFL TV. The season kicked off on Friday night with a pretty broad range of results across the board. Our very own Will Taylor was down at the Eastern Indoor Sports Centre. Will, how'd you find the night?
Yeah, it was a fantastic atmosphere out there, the Eastern Indoor Sports Centre on Friday night, of course, for round one. And I must say, it's actually surprised me how much crowd there was out there, especially a lot of footballers coming down to have a watch and support their netball players. And obviously, it was a fantastic night all round.
Great, Will. Let's have a look at the results across the board. First game was Mooroolbark v Mitcham. How did you see that game play out?
Yeah, it was pretty evenly matched, probably for the first quarter of that match. I thought Mooroolbark really started really well before Mitcham really took control late in that first quarter, but it was all Mitcham from about the second half. The margin was 15 points at half time. It was 27 at three-quarter time, and at the end they ran out 37-point winners.
Excellent. The results, of course, of that game were Mooroolbark 22 and Mitcham on 59. Second game at 7 o'clock was Croydon and East Ringwood. A pretty close one here, Will.
Absolutely. This was probably one of the best matches there were Friday night. Croydon and East Ringwood. And look, East Ringwood actually jumped out of the blocks, led by as much as 5 goals in that game before Croydon really reeled themselves back in late in that first quarter. It was sort of a to and fro game throughout the whole game, but at the end, Croydon won basically on the last couple of minutes in that last quarter, which ran out 9-point winners 41-32.
Excellent. And the second round was at 8:15. We saw Boronia Gold take on Wantirna South. Pretty comfortable win to Boronia Gold in this one.
Yeah, it was. Boronia Gold really showed their class in this game. Look, to Wantirna South's credit, even though they managed to score 5 goals in the first quarter and again in the second quarter, they really put a real fight to Boronia Gold, who I think might be one of the standout teams this year and probably one of the contenders for the premiership this year.
And the next game, Ringwood really came out and made a statement with this one. They were 56-point winners over Coldstream Blue.
Yeah, it definitely was. But look, Coldstream Blue, even though they've only managed just the 4 goals, but they really put up a real show against the Ringwood team. And look, they've got speaking to a couple of players after the game. It was their first game and trying to get themselves around the game of netball, and which is fantastic. And look, credit to Ringwood, they won by 56 points, but Coldstream Blue, there's a lot of positive signs ahead for them this year.
And the final game of the round was Coldstream White and Boronia Brown. Again, a pretty comfortable win to Coldstream there.
It was, but it wasn't for probably the first half of that game. I thought Boronia Brown really shot out of the blocks. Pretty similar how their gold team went earlier in the night. But look, Coldstream White, they had a fantastic players in there. A couple of them, I would say, played in the Yarra Valley Mountain District Football and Netball League, of course, which they'll be playing the day after. But look, they really showed their class in that second half, really blown away with 37-12 second half and blown the Boronia Brown out of the park.
And of course, Norwood had the bye last week, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they fit into the equation next week. Let's preview the round coming up, round 2, Will. So the first game to kick off will be Wantirna South and Coldstream White, and Boronia Gold and Norwood. How do you see that round playing out?
Yeah, Coldstream White and Wantirna South will be a very interesting game. There's no doubt about this. Look, Coldstream White coming off a fantastic win over Boronia Brown, while Wantirna South a very tough loss to Boronia Gold. But it's going to be won and lost in probably in football terms, the midfield, but in that centre and in that area. But look, they're fairly evenly matched in the defence and in the attack. And look, as I said, the centres will have to really. Whoever wins the centre match pretty much will win this game. I'm going to tip Coldstream White to win it, but not by much.
Excellent. And what about in the Boronia Gold and Norwood match?
Yeah, it'll be a bit of unknown in this game. Obviously, Norwood had the bye in round 1. Of course, Boronia Gold had a fantastic win. I'm going to tip Boronia Gold just purely because they played that game in round 1 last weekend, but we'll see how Norwood fare in their round 1 match, of course, round 2 in the competition.
Next up at 8:15, we'll have East Ringwood and Mitcham and Boronia Brown and Mooroolbark. Couple of big games there, Will.
Absolutely. East Ringwood, I think this will be a lot closer than what anyone thinks. I spoke to a couple of the Mitcham players after the game, and they say that this game coming up against East Ringwood will probably be one of their toughest games they've going to play this year. Look, I saw both teams play, and look, as I said, it's going to be fairly even throughout the whole competition, but in particular these two teams, which I think these two teams will be genuine finals threat. And no doubt I'm going to tip Mitcham, but East Ringwood, and they're going to put a real fight. And of course, Peter Baker out there will make sure that his troops will be out there ready to go for this game against Mitcham.
And Boronia Brown and Mooroolbark both coming off a loss. I imagine they'll be pretty fired up going into the next round.
Absolutely. And look, I'm going to tip Boronia Brown to win this game just purely because what I saw from Boronia Brown was good signs from them. No disregard to Mooroolbark, but they had a fantastic game as well. Look, it's if the Mooroolbark can stop the Boronia offence, they will definitely win this game. But on the other hand, the way Boronia Brown played against Coldstream White really showed that Boronia Brown will most likely win this game.
And the final game for round 2 will be Ringwood v Croydon. Ringwood obviously coming off a huge win. I imagine they'll be favourites for round 2, Will.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, George. I just think Croydon, obviously they had a tough win against Eastwood. I think they were holding in good stead. Look, even though Ringwood did win by 56 points, I wouldn't put too much on that game. Look, Croydon probably will go in favourites in this game, but they'll probably win this game, but probably about 1 to 2 goals.
I imagine it'll be a pretty close one, Will. And of course, Coldstream Blue will have the bye. Good time for them to reflect on their pretty big loss to Ringwood this week. Will, your expert knowledge has been very much appreciated on the show tonight, and we're still missing a name. We're still going with Netball EFL TV, so jump on the Twitter, jump on the Facebook, let us know if there's anything else that you think, anything that's floating around. But for this week, we say goodbye, and we're looking forward to bringing you all the results for this week.